And the Golden Globes happened last night. Did anybody see? I know this isn't nominated for a Golden Globe, but anybody see Zero Dark 30? You saw that this weekend, didn't you?
Yeah, and it was nominated
for
many awards.
Some awards, yeah.
Didn't it come out this week?
It came out right before the end of the year in small, like a couple of cities, so they could get the Oscar nod. But yeah, so it's in all the award shows this year, and it's probably the favorite. I mean, it was fantastic. In some ways, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Wow.
I mean, it's not like a movie where I would want to watch it 15 times because, it's not that type of movie. But to watch the backstory, I mean, it felt like you were there. I mean, it was fantastic. I thought it was great. And, by the way, a lot of people were talking about this as it's going to be too nice to the Obama administration. Completely untrue. If anything, this will watching this movie justifies everything conservatives have been saying about the war on terror for the past 15 years.
Because it does show that torture
was
gets
used
information.
to get the information, right?
They would have had nothing in this. They would have. There were every policy that guy, this president, has fought against were the policies that resulted in this killing of Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, and some of the actors were having a hissy fit over it. David Clennon, an Emmy Award-winning actor, member of the Academy of Motion Pictures and whatever, he said, "At the risk of being expelled for disclosing my intentions, I will not be voting for Zero Dark 30 in any Academy Awards category. Torture is an appalling crime under any circumstances."
Does he have to sound like he's the way you're reading this?
He's
like
having a hissy fit. Yes.
It's like, I will not.
Zero never acknowledges that torture is immoral and criminal. It does portray torture as getting results. Yes, it does, David, because it does get results.
And it shows it all these guys. I mean,
get results.
Every terrorist they profile basically broke. They all break eventually. And And then the other part of this is,
if you waterboard, they break within 20 seconds.
Yeah. The other one is they show how long this information was in the hands of this administration before they acted on it.
Well, we told you, I think, on this program when it broke, we told you that he had it for 6 months. How long does the movie say?
I want to say, off the top of my head, I remember 5 months, but I think it was 4 months from the time they had the picture of the guy who was his courier, and they knew he lived in this house 4 months at least.
But people, I didn't see the movie, but people said that, they didn't know for sure.
They didn't. The woman, again, we could find out someday that this was all made up and all of this reporting is wrong. But if the movie portrayed it accurately, which I believe it does, and all reporting says that it did almost too good of a job, some of it, some information that maybe shouldn't have been out there was the complaint against it. The woman who headed this up was a real woman in this scenario, was 100% sure, and the other people in the room, they portrayed it as the least sure they were that Osama bin Laden was living in this house was 60%, and they sat on it for 4 months. Now, remember what we've always been told about Osama bin Laden, that the guy's shifty. He's moving around from house to house. He's untraceable. If that were true, they would have never had him. They waited way too long to act on this information, and it was much of it bureaucracy, where this administration waited, it wanted to be sure. They went against the recommendations of the CIA, who wanted to just bomb the building and not risk the lives of our soldiers. They did it anyway. I mean, this movie is the conservative feel-good movie of the year.
I want to go see it now.
Yeah,
it's and also incredibly well done. Great movie.
Here's the problem that I have. Every time we go to a movie, and I don't see rated R movies, we just as a family have just chosen just to limit the the movies that we see, just self-imposed. So we don't usually go. We haven't seen a rated R movie in I don't know how long. Maybe Schindler's List, and so the guys I go with, because we have security detail, and we go see these movies, and I don't remember the last one the Tom Cruise thing.
Oh, Jack Reacher.
Oh, first of all, I thought that was hokey, but the guys that we have on security detail, these guys are like serious guys, and been in war and everything else, and they always are like, please just put a bullet in my head. We look back and they're just like, please shoot me right now. I can't take these movies. And I was driving in with Mark, and he's the head of our security team, and he said that he saw Zero Dark 30, and he said it was really good.
Really?
Would you say, can you name a movie that is better at actually feeling like what it really probably is like than this?
No, as far as like the tactical side goes, it was pretty spot on.
I mean, it felt
it's-
like you were at that compound. I mean, it
And
was
is that the way?
intense.
Is that the way it happens, Mark?
Yeah.
When you go, if I were on that team, I mean, if you had to show a movie to somebody and say, "This is what battle feels like. This is what it feels like."
Those guys are good. Those are the best. They come, but that was very accurate.
I mean, it's scary. I mean,
good as it-
Mark, you'll know this too. Like, it's like, these guys are walking up staircases. They can't see anything, and they see just a sliver of a person and have to decide right then: is it an innocent child? Is it Osama bin Laden? They have no idea, and they act just on with just a split second of awareness of their situation, and in the dark. And I mean, it's amazing what they do. And the fact that we get so critical of these guys every time something wrong happens in war, this will make you even more infuriated over that.
I don't think anybody. I don't think I've ever told this story before, but the first time that I was with one of the guys from Gavin to Becker, was Spencer, who was the head for a while now. He's like, I don't know, Master of the Universe or.
Yeah, he ditched
whatever.
us when he got too big.
Ditched
for the room.
us up too,
Yeah.
But anyway, he's he was with us, and his first day on the job was the day that Marcus Luttrell was with me, and somebody approached me in the streets, and they were just a little off, just a little. It was just it was weird, and we got into the car, and we're driving away, and Marcus is sitting next to me, and he said to Spencer, Spencer's driving. He said, "Hey, Spencer. You notice that guy's, what was that shirt that he was wearing, that T-shirt? Did you notice that?" And I didn't. I looked at him like, "You're worried about a T-shirt? What the hell are you even doing?" And Spencer said, "Yeah, I think it's a logo of such and such." I didn't even notice the T-shirt. And he said, "What kind of shoes was he wearing?" Now, it was a fast move out. I didn't notice anything about this guy other than it was weird. Got in the car. They talked for a while. And Marcus just looked at me and shook his head like, "Okay, good." We got home and I said, "What the hell was that all about?" And he said, "You have to make a decision in a fraction of a second. Who is this guy? And if you can't see the shoes, the T-shirt, what he's wearing, what he has in his hands, and look him in the eye and know in a fraction of a second, you shouldn't be on this job." I'm like, what? Okay. Well, I know what I'm not going to apply for on my next job application is this one. I saw. Thank you, Mark. I saw Les Mis this weekend, which I've been waiting to see because it's my daughter's favorite musical, and so we've been waiting to see it as a family.
We should review where we've been this hour. I went to go see the military movie. You went to the musical.